Yeah, I don't know. I'm disappointed that I didn't have a friggin' neutral answer. Why did you kick me out of here, game? I'm not done. There was something here that I couldn't inspect. And now I'm probably gonna reload and inspect it. Because I'm just like that.
Nice tune.
Indeed. I'm not certain why, but it reminds me of home. Our true home from before the conjunction of spheres.
Tools were used recently. Did love unwind by fixing toys between murders?
Really now, Geralt, must you?
Alright, so that was what we have missed, what I have missed, which didn't really amount to much, just some more material about Detlef being a sensitive guy. Trademarked. Probably. So, I think the most sensible thing we can do right now is in fact trying to go after this woman, whatever. I don't agree with Regis though. I don't know. He said that vampires could be behind this kidnapping, and I jokingly said that the woman kidnapped herself, which I'm starting to seriously consider at this point, because just think about it for 1 second. Why would a vampire or a group of vampires, right? Because the letter seems to be written by a group, probably another pack. Blackmail a vampire to do something. Stealthy murders, right? That they themselves could do. Right? And I still don't know the lore about vampires in this game, but also the link. What's the link between the elderly knights that are being killed in such an artsy way to convey a message and vampires? Because the only thing I could think about is what if these knights actually raided a whole cell, you know, a whole tribe of vampires here into Saint, and somebody wants revenge about that, because that's this is the first thing I thought. How come Regis and Detlef don't know anything about this? Again, I don't know how vampire work here, but they usually know each other, especially higher vampires, alright? They know each other. They're like a mafia. They know when one of their cells goes down. They just know. Okay. So, if this is revenge for something the knights did to a group of vampires, Detlef and Regis would most probably know. Especially because it has to be a Toussaint tribe, somebody that is here, right? Also, why waiting? We are talking about vampires here. If these knights, Milton and the other people, did something to them, most probably when they were young and fit, you know, why would these vampires wait for this revenge? I don't know if I am explaining myself properly, but sure as hell I don't know why, as a vamp, I would blackmail another vamp to do what many vampires in my clan could do, or I myself could do, without being detected, It doesn't really make sense. Also, the way the killings are done. Yeah, it could have happened. There could have been beef between knights and vampires. Yes, but I don't know. Why waiting such a long time? Something must have happened in between. It doesn't work. I cannot explain it, but there is something that doesn't really add up in the middle of all of this. I don't know. Yeah, it makes much more sense that she is doing this herself, because she's a human. I'm really pushing on this thing that she's a human, alright? She's a human, so she could not do what a vampire could. Right? Also, I'm really hating this thing. I don't know, Regis, also about you, that it seems like everybody here treats Detlef like a pet project or something, and while I believe Regis might be somehow sincere, her, if that's her, I don't know, I'm starting to... I have a red flag, and this red flag is the fact that she just left. Leaving and then pretending to have been kidnapped is easier than putting up, you know, a fake kidnapping. Like, you would need accomplices for that. And maybe she's the kind of girl that has accomplices. I would avoid them if possible, because accomplices can always betray you. So, also, she could totally leave, by the way. You don't owe any explanations to anybody if you just want to leave. People think, oh, you owe explanations, you have to say, no, you don't have to, alright? She could have just left. Maybe she had enough. But usually when somebody has enough, there is an escalation. Like, maybe her and Detlef were quarreling a lot. I don't know. Detlef and her, they know these things. They're the only ones that know these things, so I can't say anything. What I'm hanging on is the fact that she accepted him as he was, so with all his defects. I don't know how long they were together, but she accepted him, and then one day just flipped. Okay, possible. But she knew what she was dealing with. But maybe she had enough, fine. Still, does not convince me. There's something, again, there's something wrong. I can't pinpoint what it is, but there's something wrong. Also, her name is weird. I don't know why. It almost seems like those Celtic names. It probably is. That means something. Like, it's really weird. So we are going to search for her. We also might find her chilling in a cottage somewhere, being like, oh, what the man, why are you here? I have not been kidnapped. You know, that's another outcome we could have. Do you say something else? Do you say something else?
I'd never wish to give the impression I do not enjoy your company. The truth is quite the opposite, in fact. However...
Yeah, I know. Detlef's not likely to show up as long as I'm here. But 5 minutes won't hurt, will it?
I suppose not. I was wrong to press you to go. You wish to ask something?
Oh, well, good that I clicked on him.
Just wondering, what if Detlef doesn't show?
He'll show.
Tell me, how's this work? When I need a short answer, concise, quick, you're likely to give me a scholarly lecture. But when I could use some details, elaboration, all I get is a few grunts. What's that about?
Allow me to explain. When speaking of facts, tangible matters, I do indeed strive to express myself precisely and at length. However, when our discussions centre on affairs of the intuition or things vampiric, my utterances are indeed towards the taciturn. For even the longest discourse would not allow me to explain to my interlocutor any issue of this purview satisfactorily. Therefore, I repeat, Dettlaff will show, sooner or later.
I mean, you're worse than me, Regis. My God.
Been meaning to ask you, how do you and Dettlaff meet?
A somewhat uncomfortable subject.
I'm all ears and I got time.
He revived you?
As you well know, during my teething years I had a spell during which I abused blood.
Yes.
Among vampiric youth I was, all false modesty aside, rather popular. I ran with the plasma crowd. I made a great many acquaintances, one of whom was Dettlaff. But our paths soon diverged. You see, our band had an appetite for chasing youthful capers. Blood-guzzling contests, that sort of thing. Let's turn into bats and terrify the ladies. Dettlaff thought it all foolish. He was right, of course. Though I only came to understand this later.
Sorry, just can't imagine you as a young vampire rabble-rouser, renegade, punk.
You know of our exceedingly long lifespans. They allow us plenty of time to change. I, for one, thank the gods for that.
I didn't know they met before. I thought Dettlaff just revived Regis and that was it. See, again, I don't understand why Dettlaff is this people pet project. You know, Renawed and Regis. I mean, they're trying to make him better by their own parameters, probably. I don't know about her, but I'm just thinking, brainstorming. Find a place in the world. Is it necessary to find a place in the world? What if it just hangs outside of society? Does he need to be part of it? Do you need to be part of it? I don't. I mean, you need to be functional to a certain extent, but you don't need to be part of it. You don't need to partake. You can still think that humanity sucks and life sucks. It's not a problem. I mean, maybe he wanted to. I don't know. I doubt it. Maybe he was just fine until people started poking him and prodding him.
Take care, Regis.
I don't know. Oh god, so we are going finally to Henriette. I bet she's not gonna tell me anything that I need to know. I mean, if she is telling me something that I actually want to know, I'd be surprised.
Life's like an infant. It must be...
You don't know us, but we know you better than you think. We know your past, your origins, your secrets. We know that you're a vampire. See, that's weird. And we know about your weakness for a woman called Renawed. We have news for you. Renawed is alive and well at the moment. How long this lasts is entirely up to you. Renawed has everything she needs. Even Koviri pears, for which, as you know, she has a particular liking. That's interesting. If not a lie. All this, however, may change soon if you do not meet our demands. Renawed may soon be missing not only pears, but bread and water also. We will lock her away in a rat-infested dungeon and start to torture her. First, We will pull out her fingernails, then we will break her bones, and finally we will strip her skin off piece by piece. You, however, can save her. All you have to do is go to Beauclair and kill 5 people in a specific way. 5 they are. 5 unimportant souls for the woman you love. You will shortly receive a letter with the first name and instructions. You have 3 days to perform the killing. If you do not succeed, instead of next letter, you will receive a finger of your beloved. Don't try to look for us, you won't find us. You're friends. Okay, I spent a bit of time trying to find this letter in the mess the inventory is. So it seems like this group is kinda wealthy, just saying. Or pretends to be. Wow, this is interesting. Count Crespi called himself a knight, but spat in the face of chivalry. That's why he should not die with a sword in his hand, but atone for his dishonor on the town pillory. He was a rogue, and he should die a rogue's death. Yeah, as I've said before, the method of these killings is very personal. It's almost also the chivalric value. It's almost against the Duchy of Toussaint itself. And it seems to me kinda unlikely that a group of vampires... I don't know, maybe I'm mistaken, but it doesn't add up to me. You did well with Count Crespi. He got what he deserved. Now it's time for Ramon Dulac. That idiot thought he was smarter than a new penny. Always issuing his judgments, which broke people's future and necks. He was a fool and should die like a fool, alone with no weapon in a dark alley with a broken neck. Count Delacroix committed the basest of acts. Out of his love for money, he tore to shreds the hearts of those who trusted him. So this group, these people knew these knights very well. That is why you will cut him to pieces and attach the coin pouch accompanying this letter to his body. The penultimate victim is Milton de Peyrac Perrin. He who should have shown valor in the defense of the innocent, turned out to be the greatest coward of the Beauclair knighthood. This person has it with knights, and knights are tied to the government of the duchy. Now we know they're extremely close to the Duchess and stuff. That is why he must die like a coward. You will kill him during the tournament. When the hare hunt commences in the ducal gardens, Milton will be the hare. He will escape like a coward, and you will hunt him down and kill him, just like a hunter kills a coward. Okay, so I'm happy I read this. It doesn't say much, except that whoever kidnapped the girl is either faking it or is wealthy. Is kinda wealthy. Which would explain maybe the ink as well. I don't know how popular is the ink used to write the notes. Because I don't know, I can't I can't tell. It's not like the formaldehyde, right? But is this ink easily found? How much does it cost? Would nobles be more inclined to buy it or own it? Well, it's an import because it's from Nazaire, so you would think it's kinda restricted. It's an item only noble people would have.
This would make a fine roast. You would have us hide out in a toy shop? Your brain's botched. I know what I'm talking about. Think Who'd think to look for us among a pile of dusty old gewgaws? You might be onto something.
These were the guys I heard. Yeah. I'm coming at night. Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Nothing to see here. Move along.
It's actually nice.
Summer. Dreadful.
Nice atmosphere. Look at this. I lost her again. She's up? Alright.
The deceased will be buried with the highest honors. And our dearly departed Milton de Peyrac Peyra shall posthumously receive the Order of Adamata.
Why? Because he died, he's receiving... Come on, Henrietta. There's something that doesn't add up about her as well. So we have 2 maids there.
Geralt of Rivia, Master Witcher.
I was not mistaken. You arrived and trouble followed soon after.
What?
Step aside. Got a matter for the Duchess.
At last, Witcher. We've been on tenterhooks. Did you catch Milton's killer?
Case just got more complicated.
Case is more serious than we thought. The beast, I couldn't kill it. Didn't
Don't
manage.
say that!
We sent you after a monster and you returned with nothing? We are very disappointed.
Situation's not quite that simple. Beast's a powerful vampire.
Ha! Is this a problem? Is it too much for a witcher? A monster slayer? But everyone knows how to end a vampire. Draw him by trick into sunlight. Or arm yourself with ample garlic and drive a stake through its heart.
Nah.
Garlic's useless against vampires. Sun and stakes don't hurt him either. Those methods, pure invention. Only work in legends and fables.
And buckthorn? When I was a child, Grandmama Admarta always claimed buckthorn drives off vampires.
Silver sword's your best option for keeping them at bay. But it won't get the job done, because only a higher vampire can truly kill another of its kind.
Excuses. Ha! Your Grace, I shall assemble a battue. Bring the matter to its end at once. The Witcher need but tell us where to find this monster.
Can you, God, I hate these options. I never say what I want to say. I wanted to tell her everything. I wanted to tell her about the woman. I was thinking, well, no, okay, no, I was thinking, Henrietta talked about Della Marta and vampires, but it would be really normal for everybody to be alert about vampires here, ducal family or not, because this is where vampire first appeared after the conjunction of the spheres, isn't it? So they would be renowned here as a calamity of sorts. So nothing weird about Adela Marta mentioning buckthorn or whatever, or vampires. God, I hate these 2 options here. Stay out of this.
Go ahead. Send them to their death. Certain death.
To a lone witcher, perhaps. To 40 of my men-at-arms, but another skirmish.
40, 50, 100, doesn't matter. Won't make any difference against him.
You have not seen my guardsmen in action.
Can
Can
we...
they fight fog? Hit a target that moves faster than the wind?
How? What creature can do such things?
Creatures like this one. Higher vampires, we call them. Each one's a little different. Unique or exceptional, you might say. Some transform into giant bats. Others communicate with animals, command them.
Yet all are still brainless beasts.
Dead wrong. Thinking of lesser vampires. Alps, Ekamaras, Catacans, for instance. They're ruled by instinct, sure. Attack anything that smells of blood. Higher vampires? They think. They employ reason.
Monsters driven by reason. A curious contention. What, then, do you intend to do?
I wanted to discuss what I found. I didn't want to have a tiff. But of course I can't discuss what I found, because we would probably figure it out. Why are you telling them that you want to talk to him? Geralt. I wouldn't even have said that I found him. I would have said that the killer was being blackmailed. I would have said that.
It's way beyond being some monster. This is a powerful being that's walked the world for centuries.
Yeah, impossible. If so great is their power, why have they not killed or enslaved us all?
They
Don't
could.
usually meddle in our matters. Mostly stay out of our way because they don't care about humans one way or the other.
Ah.
And they do not fear we shall wipe them out one day.
Ah.
They'd probably be pretty amused if you asked them that. They're well aware of their strength.
Then what can we do? Do you have a plan?
Yeah, I'm starting to think the murdered knights did not indeed have anything to do with vampires. Because if they raided a whole cell, this guy would probably remember. But he's talking like they almost never meet vampires, higher vampires. Unless the knights did a deal with vampires. A deal. We give you humans to milk. Yeah, but even if these knights did that, like they were trafficking humans, which would be really cool. Still, it wouldn't be a group of vampires killing them. It would be humans, like, I don't know, peasants, somebody that is tied to the victims. I don't think vampires would try avenge human cattle. I mean, maybe one or two of them, like Regis, have this kind of respect and empathy towards humans, kind of, but I don't see vampires at large having that kind of attitude.
Try to talk to him. That's our best bet.
I cannot believe this. Her Grace summons a witcher to kill a monster. Instead, he wishes to chat with it.
Stop it.
Know what I'm doing. His lover was kidnapped. He's being blackmailed.
Finally!
Blackmailed? Be so kind as to explain how a vampire might be blackmailed.
Yeah, that's a good
Vampires,
question.
They're like us, motivated by emotions, not instinct. Not only are they intelligent to an extreme, they're emotionally rich, capable of feeling many things, even love. This one fell in love with a woman, a human.
Oh,
And
finally.
he'll do anything to keep her from harm.
You do not, I trust, suggest we let Milton's killer go free.
No,
Or wait until it murders again.
no.
We must render it harmless as quickly as possible.
At least she has a brain. When you talk with her, she's a good sounding board. She actually gives you ideas and stuff. But the captain of the guard, I mean, who elected him captain of the guard? Jesus. An innocent woman's been abducted. What if we ask her about Renawed? Well, we have to go around searching for her, right? Most probably. So Maybe she knows who she is. Maybe she has heard the name. She would know people.